We're at part 3 of the Metroid Prime playthrough, and ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be seeing that screen a lot. You see, each time I go to a save point, I'm actually exiting the game and switching suits.
Why?
Weren't you in this suit last part, though?
No,
you lied to me, John.
Every time I go to a save point, I switch suits. Why do I do that? I just fucking felt like it. I had the fusion suit, I'm going to show it off. But I don't want to neglect the original suit either, so...
I like the original suit better.
You're paying a lot of attention to
like
something we barely see.
Double jump, you make everything so much easier.
I remember jumping up there's a pain in the ass at the beginning of
Well, actually, that's where I was getting at last part with the collision detection issues in the initial
you
release.
can stand on that little platform.
There are
really
things that you can stand on that you're not supposed to be able to stand on in this release that they fixed in the PAL version.
That's how I got through half this game. Well, I realized early on that I can stand on any slope as long as it's actually connected to something.
Being able to stand on things you're not supposed to be able to stand on is the reason why you can, like, get the plasma beam early in
this version.
Fight with Stardust, or, you know, some of the real major sequence breaks in this game. But
there's a reason why everyone always uses this version to speedrun.
Yeah, every major speedrun of this game is of this version that I'm playing for a reason. But thankfully, now that we got the Morph Ball, I'll be sticking to this form a lot because it's overall faster than running.
Especially when we get the boost ball.
Oh, damn right.
Bees again. Tallon, why you like bees so much?
Alright, so boss number
Sentry
3?
bot?
Yeah, boss number 3 is the...
Sentry bot.
I think it's a incinerator drone. Yeah, that's what it's called.
I just call it the Sentry bot. Samus?
Here you go,
Captain my Sentry?
Okay, so the robot's the thing that sets those bees on fire, but they attack you instead.
Because you're the thing
Yeah.
that's
Fucking
moving.
assholes.
They cannot comprehend that the drone is the real enemy here. In fact, I'm actually surprised that the bees don't team up with the drone at this point.
Well, based on animal instinct, they can see it's the drone shooting the flames, so I don't know why they don't attack that.
Yeah, but Samus is the only remotely humanoid shape in this room.
You said it had to be humanoid.
Yeah, why would they even go out of their way to attack a humanoid?
Speciesism. Speciesism.
The fusion suit is very obnoxiously bright.
I mean, the Chozo, who were the previous dominant species on this planet, are bird things, aren't they?
Yeah.
They'd probably just leave Samus the fuck alone if it weren't for her giant glowing death gun. Or actually, maybe that is why they're... well, that thing has a flamethrower.
We'll have a flamethrower later.
The flamethrower is actually rather useless in this game, so...
Flamethrower is completely useless in this game. I never use it.
That thing's just wasting missiles at this point.
Yep.
Should have given them to us.
Proton Packs better.
It runs on bomb technology.
Apparently.
No, this game doesn't do the fusion thing where the bosses use the weapons that the items that you get.
Sort of.
Well, not...
Some do, some don't.
Doesn't Thardus give you, like,
Thardus gives you the spider ball.
Yeah.
And he has, like, a move where he rolls into a ball, right?
He rolls into yeah, but that could be Morph Ball for all you know.
Yeah, but that's the only one that pops into my head, though.
There are a few here and there, but...
For the most part, though, the bosses don't give you anything that relates to what item they're going to give you, though. I think only Fusion did that.
I think it'd be hard to come up with boss concepts, but for every game you still had to get the Morph Ball. Okay,
but it's still an interesting approach.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad approach, I'm just saying if they did it for every game, it'd be hard. They'd run out of boss ideas real quick.
Yep.
Well, assuming they just let Samus keep her same basic stuff at the beginning each time, and then just gave her new things.
They really should just let her keep the Morph Ball, bombs, and Charge Beam at the start of every game at this point.
I imagine the Chozo, when they left all these upgrades for the suit lying around, they were like, okay, we know this person is going to come to our planets and, like, go from one to another, blowing them up and shit, and they're going to need all their power-ups, but we don't know which one they're going to go to first, so we're going to leave a full set of power-ups on each one. Little did they know, she was going to need every single full set of power-ups, because she was going to lose them all every time she went to a new planet.
Oh, Chozo. Always thinking ahead.
The Chozo colonized like 4 different planets, and they died on every single one. Worst species ever.
Hey, that's not their fault.
Well, it's kind of their fault on some of them.
Hold on. They're the ones who created all the shit that they died from in the first place.
According to the manga.
Metroids, that was their fucking fault.
No, technically the Metroids aren't their
They
fault.
inhabited planet Zebes. It was the space pirates that wiped them out in the first one. You know, that they didn't create space pirates.
They created Mother Brain in
hold on.
continuity.
Didn't other M say that they did create space pirates?
No.
No, wait.
They never
No,
did.
never mind. Space pirates and... Never mind. I'm confusing things.
The Chozo did make Mother Brain.
Yeah.
They made Mother Brain. They made Metroids.
No, they never made Metroids.
No, they made
No,
Metroids.
they did. They made Metroids
they
to
made
stop
Metroids.
the X-parasites.
All right.
And Tallon IV, you know, they're wiped out because of the damn meteor, the impact crater, the Phazon.
They could just leave.
But they can't.
So
So
wait,
they managed to come over-
They can develop power suits, but not a rocket ship.
Fortunately not.
They managed to
Wait,
build
they
a rocket
had to
ship
develop a rocket ship
to
because they
get here.
colonized like 4 different planets. Why don't they just leave?
I'm going to assume when the meteor hit, I should just say Leviathan at this point, 'cause that's what it is. It's Leviathan. When it hit the planet, the Phazon spread was too fucking fast, and they all got wiped out.
Communication to another planet. Help. We need to get off. Okay. Zoom. Save the day. Out of all the Chozo species on various planets, this is probably their dumbest reason for death.
But also the most
Not
philosophical. I mean, you can read all the Chozo lores that you see in
that's
this
what
planet,
they
and
never
you can
thought.
see
That's right.
they're really getting it hard in this game.
That's right. They never thought to leave the planet. They were too busy philosophizing
Philosophizing.
about what that means.
You want to know? You want to know what I imagine? I imagine a bunch of hipsters, and they're in a Starbucks, and then this masked gunman comes into the Starbucks. The back door is open. They can leave at any time they want, but they're too busy. They're too busy worrying about their iPads to leave. So they just.
If you strike me down, I'll become even more powerful than you could possibly imagine. That's nice. Bam.
Well, actually, if they become Chozo ghosts, then those guys are fucking annoying. So they might
are
have
one
a
with
point.
the Force.
And the space pirates in one of their pirate logs claim to have a real big problem handling the Chozo ghosts. So
They are one with the Force.
I always imagine that Samus's power suit was just better equipped to deal with that sort of shit.
Samus is better equipped to deal with everything.
everything, yes.
That's why the
Well,
space
she
pirates have
is
such a
a
hard.
walking piece of equipment, so...
Developed by Chozo. It makes you wonder, though, in the grand scheme of things, is Samus pretty much the only one to ever get this kind of technology from Chozo?
I assume so, or if she, well, I don't assume she's the only person to ever have this technology, but I assume she's the only person left with it.
There's a massive disconnect between manga and games as far as what the Chozo actually did.
It just opens up a lot of questions when you get really deep into it. I mean, Samus was given this armor by the Chozo, but
And apparently the Chozo were advanced enough to be on a galactic stage.
Well, they're
armor-
hippie, they're space bird people hippies, so I assume they didn't make a whole lot of these things to begin with. So either they only made one, or Samus is the only one left with one. That's always what I assume.
I'm going to assume the armor was very experimental, and it just so happens to be the best fucking thing ever. in
It's
Nintendo
probably
history.
not very cost effective, though.
Well, why do you think
Well,
Samus
yeah,
has to
it
take so many
shorts out
damn
with
jobs?
well-aimed sneeze, but you know, I can't help that.
Samus just didn't download the patch,
The firmware update.
the firmware update. Don't lose your power, stupid
That
plot
patch
bullshit.
is 500 gigs large, man.
Yeah, but this is space. You've got space
We're on a
bandwidth.
56K modem here.
56K? Oh God, Samus, when
You
did you
merely
last upgrade
adopted the
your-
lag. I didn't see the bottom of an image until I was a man.
Oh man.
So it's kind of looking at the ruins, the Chozo ruins is kind of weird because there's places where like the land has like the nature has grown over all of the stuff, and then there's like traditional stone architecture, and then there's just stuff made out of metal for no reason. And I'm not talking about like the doors because I just assume all of the doors are the same because of game logic. But I'm talking about like those corridors which are made out of metal for no good reason.
I would
You know
assume-
what
I
I
would
want
assume
to
it was just
know?
that the Chozo hadn't been here that long.
You know what I want to know? Why the fuck do I have to shoot every door I see just to open it?
It's Metroid tradition at this point.
Yeah.
It's like logically, taking game logic at face value here.
Who carves
Chozo
a maze
carry
into the
around
world?
handguns and fire one off every time they wanted to go to the bathroom. It's like
I hold on. I'm trying to remember because there's a data log on the door. I think it's what happened is that there's like a security system on the door, and that's why it's glowing blue. And
Yeah,
there's there's an actual way to open the door, but if you shoot at the door, its security system kicks in and it opens.
There's a low energy field on every door. One of the data logs describes a door as a way to prevent local fauna and flora from entering security labs or stuff like that. So it doesn't take much to open the door. Like a small little zap is enough to open the door.
Probably they just have to like tap it with their hand or something.
That, or maybe they got pocket tasers or laser pointers. I don't know. But it doesn't take much to open
peck
the door.
at it.
Yeah.
I see.
Lick it.
There's
Just
logic
lick it.
to bullshit.
Make out with the door and it will.
Yeah, make out with the door.
It's basically the video game equivalent of Star Trek technobabble. You just don't think too hard about it.
Gotcha.
Well, there is a legitimate reason as to why they have to beam down everywhere.
Explain.
The budget.
Damn that budget.
They didn't have the budget to have to animate the ship landing and taking off on every planet, so they just beamed them down.
Actually, that's a good point. They never actually land the fucking thing, do they?
No.
You know, at that point, I'm not even sure the Starship Enterprise had landing gear.
Well,
It sure as fuck didn't look like a ship that could land.
well, according to J.J. Abrams, it was developed on Earth, even though structurally there was no fucking way it could.
You got a lot of pent-up rage in your Ryan.
But that's such a basic physics thing.
I liked the new Star Trek movie. It was dumb, but it was enjoyable. Oh, god damn it.
Now I gotta start over. Speedrun ruin.
Yep,
Yeah.
that would
If
kill
you
a
were a
speedrun.
legit speedrunner, that
You would do that.
you
Yeah.
would have to do that.
Which is why I don't really care.
Indeed.
There's
Just
part
for
of me
shits and giggles, what is your fastest speedrun time?
speedrun time, just ignoring everything, a little under 3 hours.
Wow.
What's the world record speedrun time?
Hour 19
an
minutes.
hour or something.
I think it's like an hour 19 minutes.
Let me look at speed Demo's archive right now. Actually,
Yeah, I've watched the video. It's damn impressive.
yeah, but the only possible in this version.
Yep.
So let me see. While I am going after regular, because pretty much I'm just doing your basic item farming now.
Well, because it's on the way.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hate doing that double jump in every Metroid game.
I never found it difficult.
I actually find it the easiest to do in this game. Actually,
Yeah.
It takes a while. It took
The
me
bombs
forever
have the
to
biggest
get a
blast
hang of it.
radius in this one.
yes. Let me see. Yeah, the world record for Metroid Prime is 1 hour and 1 minute.
Hour, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Damn.
Think
God
anybody's
damn.
gonna break an hour?
Someone will.
Yeah, give us some time.
Hell, people are still speedrunning Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time with new glitches.
Yes.
Like,
Why
I
don't have this
think a few
bookmarked?
years
I
ago,
just
some
realized that. Why don't I have this bookmarked?
yeah, I think someone discovered a new glitch in Ocarina of Time like a year or two ago. That basically makes every dungeon optional except for the Deku Tree.
Why?
It's a warp glitch involving, I believe, one of the spells. I have to look it up.
I had to do something with the bottle, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, it's something really contrived that I couldn't explain to you, but it's there. It works. Everybody does it.
Yeah. It basically lets you beat Ocarina of Time in about 15 minutes if you know what you're doing.
Jesus Christ.
It's basically the equivalent of a Link to the Past stairway.
Yeah, running backwards through the stairs.
Well, you'd have to beat Ganon with 3 hearts and no.
Like, that's hard. You just need to make sure you have enough Deku sticks. Because apparently they're as strong as the Master Sword. Yep, that's right. The blade of evil.
Blade my ass.
Equivalent of a stick.
Well, it doesn't last very long, man. It's equivalent of a stick, but it's still a stick.
You can still
Did I leave the oven on? I did, didn't I? Oh, fuck.
Okay. Did the music change yet? No. Okay, good. It's still playing the Tallon World Overworld music theme 1. My favorite track ever in Metroid history.
Yeah, I love it.
This is the remix of the Brinstar theme, right?
It's a very odd remix of Brinstar, but yeah, it's still a remix all the same. But
It's
I
damn
love
good.
this track so fucking.
Agreed. It's a
Prime
very
1 is actually
good
Prime 1's actually my favorite Metroid soundtrack.
Now, to bring up something we kind of discussed in Ocarina of Time about catchiness versus atmospheric, I think this does a perfect job of being catchy and atmospheric.
Completely agree.
Yes.
I'm right
Same.
with
I wouldn't say it's my favorite Metroid soundtrack, because I think that actually goes for the original Metroid / Zero Mission, depending on which sound font I think is better these days. But it's pretty damn good.
Because it's atmospheric and fits every area perfectly, but at the same time it's, catchy and...
Yeah, you memorize
remember.
these themes. You know, I agree. Like I said in Ocarina of Time, like I compliment Ocarina of Time for going for the atmospheric approach, but none of the themes were particularly catchy. Memorable in some instances, like I forgot was it the Shadow Temple or the
Forest Temple.
or something like that. Yeah, those are memorable, but not particularly catchy. But every track in Prime, especially, not so much of the Phazon
Phazon
bass.
Mines.
Yeah, the Phazon Mines. I don't exactly remember because that's too atmospheric for my taste. But yeah, but.
But what?
this-
Wait, hold on.
this-
Question. Why did you just piss off that space pirate? Because you just sort of shot at him once, didn't kill him, and then leave.
Those are the first time That's the first time you actually catch a glimpse of the Arrow space pirates, which you can scan them for a log entry.
Yeah, he's just getting the log entry now because it's right there.
Yeah.
But were you just trolling them? You didn't have to
Yeah.
shoot at them.
Well, yeah, I was trolling them obviously because they're not programmed to fight you then and there. They just run away.
Yeah.
It's kind of if you actually go out of your way to do that. I like to think of it as a way as like, oh shit, Samus is here,
Yeah.
and they pretty much have to prep the
Report.
base up. Yeah, report pretty much. And I do love raiding that space pirate base and reading all those log entries.
I do remember there were a couple of other things in this game that did stuff like that, but it's been years since I've touched Prime, so I don't remember them quite.
I remember the first time I played this game, it took me forever to actually find this place.
I had a guide, so it didn't take. I pretty much followed that when I played it.
I found it completely by accident pretty early
Yeah, I
on.
remember.
I
it took
think
me
I did
forever
too.
to find it, and then I found it completely by accident when I wasn't even looking for it. Because I said, "Fuck it, I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go get some power ups because I can't seem to find this place." Oh, I magically found it on accident.
Well, how did you know to look for it?
Because that was towards the end of the game, and it told me to go here.
Yeah, artifact hunting.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, so you didn't find this until way late.
yeah. Well, you don't need
Same-
to come
same.
here until.
Yeah,
then.
you don't need to come here until the very end of the game. So
Actually, I
I'm
think
just-
you only ever need to come here once, and that's when you already have all the damn things.
yeah, but you're actually the game expects you to come here early, so you can get the idea of collecting
Artifacts.
all 12 artifacts.
And also, it'll tell you can get all the log entries here, so you can know
Get
where they
hints.
all are, and then you have a chance of picking some of them up on the way.
And just for clarification, you do not need to scan these artifact entries. Where you
For
can
data
find the
completion.
locations. Picking up the artifact in itself also counts towards the logbook. So if you don't scan these, don't worry. Picking up the artifact will automatically add it to your logbook.
Huh?
You're not reading any of the logs in this game, are you?
That
Nope.
takes time.
It takes time. We don't.
Do you normally go out of your way to read these, or
He already
yeah,
knows
I
what
read-
they are.
I read them all the time, but for commentary's sake, it's the equivalent of
This isn't
reading all-
Phoenix, right?
Yeah, we're already gonna get enough of that in Phoenix, right? And
And
even
Trauma
then,
Team.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna paraphrase everything you're saying anyway. So
it's weird watching this playthrough because since I go out of my way to read all of this shit, you're going by way faster than I am, and that's
Same.
compounded just by the fact that you're better at me than me at this shit.
well, I like
Damn.
to think of it as two things. One, it's your standard. It's a commentary playthrough of Metroid Prime, so you have our stunning commentary for this channel. Or you could look at the roles and look at it as a 100% run guide, assuming you like the sequence break in the beginning of the game.